Fitch Ratings, they have slashed India's GDP forecast to 10.5%, minus 10.5% for the financial year 2021 versus the minus 5% which was forecast earlier. Sakshi joins me with the very latest on this story. Sakshi, it's a huge revision of India's GDP forecast.
That's right. It is a huge downward revision for India's GDP forecast. By minus 5.5% is the downward revision. Like you rightly said, Fitch Ratings has slashed India's GDP forecast to minus 10.5% for FY21 as opposed to their minus 5% forecast earlier. Now remember, this comes right after India's historic Q1 contraction for the GDP at minus 23.9%. And Fitch Ratings has also said that they've revised India's outlook to negative from stable earlier, owing to the coronavirus impact. They're saying the spread of the virus in the country as well as the imposition of sporadic shutdowns has depressed the sentiment and disrupted economic activity. They've also said that high inflation is adding to the strains in household incomes, and of course that remains a worry point going forward. They've also said India will have a structurally weaker real GDP growth outlook, and so therefore they've also said the government debt may jump to 87.9% versus 71%.
Sakshi, also, if you could break it down for our viewers, what does this mean in terms of, is it likely to hit the markets? If the markets already responded to this, and what does it mean, for the larger picture, for the larger story as far as India's GDP is concerned? We know that, this quarter's GDP forecast has been absolutely abysmal. So what does this mean as far as India's larger economic story is concerned?
Well, as far as India's larger economic story is concerned, of course, going forward, at the moment we've seen a downward revision by Fitch Ratings. Going forward, other analysts and other global rating agencies are likely to sort of either slash the GDP forecast, or many have even told NDTV the fact that they don't have enough data to estimate things any further. So, of course, that remains a worry point. The fact that, the data is limited to sort of forecast for the future. Of course, the fact that the economic concerns continue to persist. We are battling unemployment, we are battling high inflation, and we are battling a historic low as far as our GDP is concerned. So going forward, of course, a bleak picture. And of course, experts are now saying that stimulus measures is what we need. We need strategic measures to be announced in order to battle this contraction.
Well, that's really going to be the big question. What are the strategic measures? What is the stimulus that will be announced? What is it really that the government is thinking? We'll keep a close watch on that story. Appreciate you, Sakshi, for joining us.